And welcome to week 10. So, week 10 is the penultimate week. After this week, you will only have finals week. And after this week, once you get past Friday, you will only have one more essay left to complete. So, let's talk a little bit about this week and the biggest task you have ahead of you. This is really what I want to focus on for this particular video. Talk a little bit differently from just what the rest of the announcement post says. I want to take you back, if you will, to a PowerPoint that is found in your week 3 folder, because this is something that I've been noticing on some of your essays up to this point. And since you've got one coming up on Friday and another coming up next week, I figured those of you who might want to give your grade a little bit of a boost could benefit from reviewing the following materials. So let me share my application here. And let's see, go to the entire screen. And here we go. All right, so on several essays, I have had to write problems with point quote comment. Point quote comment is the standard mode of paragraph development for a literary analysis essay. And it's very important to get this right. It's very important to understand what is going on. First of all, each paragraph needs an arguable claim. There needs to be something that the paragraph is trying to prove. If you don't know what the paragraph is trying to prove, chances are you're summarizing plot. So you get your point, you get your claim first, and then you think, okay, I need evidence. I need evidence to support this claim. Where do I go to get my evidence? Well, for this, you go back to your free writing. This is the part where you homed in on particular passages or particular dialogue sequences and took them apart, took apart the language, asking yourselves, why is this word and no other word in this place and no other place? So let's go back to trifles. After reading trifles and doing your free write on trifles, you might have had some things written down about the description of Minnie Wright's house. It's down in a hollow and you don't see the road. And this description is coming from Mrs. Hale's memory of never really liking this place, and that this was why she never wanted to visit. And she suggests maybe it's because it's down in a hollow and you don't see the road. So let's take apart this little phrase. How much can you get out of just this little phrase? First of all, down. When you think about down, first of all, it's physically low. It's a physical depression, but it also suggests mental depression, feeling down, feeling low. It also suggests something dark, something something unpleasant. All kinds of things you could write down in a free write if you were taking apart this phrase. What about hollow? Hollow suggests something empty, something vacant, a void, something's missing, something isn't there that ought to be there. And then, of course, you don't see the road, which is in many ways the most evocative part of the quote. You don't see the road. You don't see a way out. You don't see the future. You don't see connections to others. So, having gotten all that down in a free write, how would you bring it into a point, quote, comment paragraph? First of all, let's take a look at what we might use as an arguable claim. The very house in which Minnie lives symbolizes her isolated, depressed condition. Then you bring in the quote that supports that point. You bring in, it's down in a hollow and you don't see the road. Then you have the comment part, and this is the part where sometimes you can go wrong, because oftentimes what people do with a comment part is they'll just have a sentence that essentially paraphrases the quote, just restates the quote in their own words. When what you really need is a sentence or two that looks into the language of the quote and therefore connects that language back to the point. That's what your comment is supposed to do. So as you're getting ready to write your penultimate essay, your next to last essay on A Raisin in the Sun, it might be a good idea to go back to your week 3 folder and review this PowerPoint with particular attention to step 3, which is the free write, and step 5, which is point, quote, comment. You still have a chance. You still have a chance to, as the cliche goes, knock it out of the park. Make these last 2 essays count. So budget your time this week. Spend a fair amount of time getting that essay on A Raisin in the Sun ready to submit by Friday the 21st. That is when this essay is due. And then, of course, you will also want to complete your discussion board assignment, which is linked for you in your week 10 folder and also in this announcement. So good luck. And as always, let me know if any questions come up. Thank you.